Hey y'all. Welcome back to me reading from my diaries from when I was a teenager. This current entry is from 1990 when I was 15. I'm sorry, I'm thinking about TikTok. I'm way behind on recording for YouTube. On TikTok, I just recorded number 55. This is number 15. I'm supposed to remember that. This is number 15. This is number 16 because I'm doing YouTube in seasons for some reason. So this is season 2, episode 2, which is like, it's because I'm in Virginia now. And I'm already like way ahead. I really need to get my YouTube caught up, but I've got a lot of things that I still need to do. Still need to record my last entry in Missouri with Stephen. So hopefully that'll be done by the time you see this. We shall see. Okay, so let's just get right into this. Monday, August 21st, 1989, 5:28 p.m. Who do I think I've been fooling? I'm not hurting over Stephen anymore, and I haven't been for a long while. I was just looking for an excuse not to go with David. I mean, let's face it, he's not exactly my type, but I still like him enough to go with him, I think. Maybe I'm just more of a tease than I thought. I don't know. I'll know more later when he comes home from work in about a half hour. Until then. So this was, several months after moving, and Stephen and I, like I said, Stephen had never written me letters or anything. And then, I had that entanglement with Jason via mail, just writing long letters back and forth to each other about how much we love each other. Our song was I'll Be Loving You Forever by New Kids on the Block. Anyways, my song with Stephen was I'll Be There For You by Bon Jovi. So yeah, I was over him. I moved on, but I was really beating myself up about it. And then, David, he's not exactly my type. What exactly did I mean by that? If I can remember correctly, if I can tap into that girl's brain, that 14-year-old girl, David was not somebody that was immediately attractive. In like in a conventional kind of way, because I mentioned he had a slight acne problem, these beady little black eyes. I remember. Maybe I'm mixing him up with someone. Oh, that was Richard Clark that had the beady little black eyes, but that must have been why I remembered that about him. So he wasn't my type. He was very, I don't know, stern or something. Which actually, now that I think about it, in some ways, my husband reminds me of David Grimm. Tall, thin, nerdy. Maybe I do have a type, and maybe my type was David Grimm, and I just didn't know it back then, because he was nothing like Stephen. Maybe I'm just more of a tease than I thought. This is very interesting that I said that, because I know why I thought that. Because the thing was, I was so desperate to be seen and loved and acknowledged that really, honestly, anybody that paid me any attention, I was into them. That's kind of how that went down. I felt very unattractive. I look back on pictures of myself, and I was kind of awkward. I had, I got some bad haircuts. But if I remember correctly, at that time, my hair was long and straight. It was blonde, not this blonde, but I mean, you see my roots, but they're very dark now. But um, my hair was blonde. It was long. I had this nose, this big nose that always really bothered me. I felt very plain, and my hair was very, very straight. It just kind of, hung down around my face. I didn't wear glasses back then. So, you know, but long, long hair. And, probably didn't smile very much. Felt very miserable. Wasn't a happy teenager. I mean, how many happy teenagers were there really? Um, but, I was waiting for him to get home from work. Trying to remember I think he worked at that pizza place, the melting pot, but we used to call it the grease pot. Yeah. So, um, so he's going to be home in half an hour. And then I jumped to 10:05 p.m. I was right. So funny, I didn't read ahead. 10:05 p.m. I was right. David is not my type. I don't know. I was right. David is not my type. I don't know why. I mean, he's nice, sweet, really easy to talk to, not bad looking. He's just not it. I don't want to tell him, but I don't know. I want to tell him, but I don't know how. And I don't want to hurt his feelings. He's had too much of that before. I guess he's just too forward. Don't get me wrong. I like him a lot, just not as forward. Maybe more of like a big brother or a buddy, like Mama calls him. Here's this brother thing. Again, a buddy. Yeah, my mom used to call him your buddy David, your buddy David, your buddy David. She never called him my boyfriend David, but your buddy David. But he just wasn't my type. He doesn't give me enough time to like him for more than a friend. Like tonight, he was walking really close behind me and he kept giving me hints, suggestive hints. He said that if my parents let us walk around alone, we'd have more fun. I mean, I just met him. I'm not ready to go steady with him yet. Go steady in 1989. That was the kind of I got that language from a book. Nobody said going steady back then, but I do remember it did seeing this with adult eyes. He was kind of a creeper. He was kind of a creeper. He creeped on me and made lewd comments. But yet, did I have like Stockholm syndrome or something? I mean, he wasn't like super gropey or anything, but I do remember it made me feel very uncomfortable that he was trying to be so sexual with me. Even though in my head, I might be having these same thoughts, but for him to put all that energy toward me was very uncomfortable. That's why he wasn't my type. I didn't have to chase him. um, not ready to go steady with him yet. Like I said, he just doesn't give me enough time. Now I just wish I knew how to tell him. I guess I'll write him a letter, dot, 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 question mark. Wish me good luck, dot, dot, dot. I was a big fan of writing letters, putting my feelings down in words on paper. I don't do, I still do that. I mean, honestly, it's just typing. I'm not writing it down. I don't write diaries anymore, but I've been on Facebook and social media for however many years now. I don't know. Well, I had my live journal account in 2005 is when I started it. So pretty much since then, but actually even before that, because um, I anywhere that I could fill out some kind of profile. Oh my God, there was this website, nerve.com, and I think it's still around, but nothing like what it was then. It was a magazine back then, had some really great articles and erotic photography. They also had a dating site, and I loved dating sites filling out those profiles. Anytime there was a new dating site, I put a new profile out there because I was single for like most of my adult life. Situationships and relationships here and there, but anyways. Uh yeah, suggestive hints. Wonder what I said in the letter. Did I write in the letter? I mean, I was always writing letters, always writing letters. Now I just write emails, you know, write long emails or long text chat bombs on Discord in the middle of the night when I can't sleep. It's the equivalent of drunk texting in the middle of drunk dialing in the middle of the night. I'm bad about that sometimes still. Um, so yeah, I always wanted to express how I was feeling. I just wanted to be understood. I still do that. I've worked really long and hard on not being the info dump, feelings dump person on people, but I still do it. I still do it. But it's just because I want to be seen and understood. Chronically misunderstood is how I've felt my entire life, even now, even now. I mean, there are things that, I do in my life, like, recording my diaries. People are going to get all kinds of ideas about why I'm doing that. Some are right, some are wrong, some are, whatever. But honestly, all of it, what I'm saying, it all just comes back to wanting to be seen and heard. That's all anybody really wants. We just want to be seen, heard, appreciated, valued, acknowledged, understood, held. These are universal desires. Even people who, you know, put up walls and boundaries or introverts, you know, we are people. Every one of us is a fully fledged human being, and we just want to be received as such. Is there anything wrong with that? I mean, I probably couldn't have told you that back then when I was writing these diaries, but I can definitely see it now and see it, like I said, in my everyday life. Not much has changed. I'm still that little girl. So, I mean, that's a good enough place as any to wrap this up. Thank you for being here, for seeing me and hearing me and holding me and sharing this space with me, because it really means a lot to me that you're here. Thank you so much. As always, if you like this, like, subscribe, I'm doing all the things the YouTubers do now. I'm trying to. Maybe one day we'll actually have people watching this to do that. That'd be great. That'd be great. But, I'm learning from some really good, I watch a lot of really good YouTubers. So I'm trying to pick up the things that they do. Maybe I can just not be as rambly. We'll see how that works out. But yeah, tell people, get the word out. Like I said, TikTok's up to 55, and this is, when I say 15, 16, I don't know. Maybe I'm not even going to number them in the video. Maybe that's what I should do so I don't have to keep track of it. But so there's a lot more, and it gets better and better and better. Like the entry that I just recorded for my TikTok, good stuff. So if you're not following me there, you should be, unless you don't want spoilers. If you don't want spoilers, stick with this. I'm going to go record another video. Thanks for hanging out, y'all. Okay, I can't find the button to turn it off. There we go. Thanks, guys.